Coach, you said at the beginning of fall camp that you expected Boone Carter to kind of get some more maturity as he kind of went along. Has that maturity process been kind of expedited last few weeks, and how much more confident do you guys feel in him?
Yeah, I'm excited about Boo. You know, just like a lot of my freshmen. You know, obviously with the situation we're in, you know, his learning curve had to speed up a little bit. So he's coming along. You know, I think at the end of the day, you know, just like most freshmen, there's still some things that you know he can continue to improve on. But you know, he's been working his tail off, and he's doing everything he can to get ready. So we're excited about him. You know, we think he's going to have a really good year for us.
Adam, then Austin.
Where is Jacoby Thomas at, just in the rotation, and what do you need to see from him in games where you can build trust in him?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fluid situation for everybody. You know, Jacoby's had a really good camp, you know, from spring and even this fall. I like what he has, to be honest with you. You know, he's a good tackler for us. You know, he has a physical presence in that back end, you know, the size that we coveted. So I'm excited about, you know, where he is and his development. And, you know, I got to see the games, but I got to see all these guys playing games. You know, practice is one thing, obviously playing the games is another thing. But, you know, if he stays true to what he's done, you know, I think he'll have a big year as well.
Coach, a year ago, the linebacker room just kept getting more and more depleted as the season went on. It feels like this is the deepest shoe that you've had since you've been here. Talk about that, and then what is it that clicks for Coach Inge that's allowed him to kind of walk in there and kind of be a seamless transition for that?
Yeah, I think the first part is what you said, exactly what you said is right. You know, we have more depth than we've had since I've been here. You know, I'm really excited about that group. I think we've done a really good job recruiting in that room. You know, I think the sky's the limit for those guys. We're going to play a lot more guys there than we have in the past. It's just because they've earned it. You know, as far as Coach Inge, you know, he's exactly what you think he would be. You know, he's a veteran coach. He's been a coordinator. He has a great personality that those guys kind of can to relate to. You know, he keeps it fun. He keeps it light. You know, but at the same time, he's probably one of the better teachers I've been around. So, you know, I'm excited about Coach Inge. You know, I've said ever since I've been here, you know, we got a great staff, and you know, he's been a great addition to that.
Brent, then Reese.
Where do you think this group, this unit, has grown the most since the start of fall camp? What do you like the most, and what's left on your punch list that you need to get answers to in week one moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reality of it is you're never satisfied. You know, I think there's still a lot of things that we can continue to improve on. But I think the one thing that I am excited about is what I mentioned. You know, when I came the first time we had this press conference, is just our depth, overall depth. I know we talk a lot about our front, you know, and all the moving parts that we have there. But as I said earlier, I feel really good about the linebacker position. You know, I think we got a lot of guys that we can plug and play. You know, and then with the secondary, you know, we're young, you know, but I think we're talented. You know, we talked about Boone Carter, we talked about Jacoby Thomas. You know, but there's a lot more guys that are going to come in and play this season as well. So I think just the overall depth that we have, you know, that we get a lot of guys in, and you know, give guys opportunities to showcase their skill set.
Andre Turrentine told us that his being patiently waiting for his moment was beneficial for him. How have you seen his patience be beneficial for him?
Yeah, you know, I don't know how patient any of these guys are. You know, I think, you know, if you added up to Dre, he would have been starting the first year. But he's worked hard. You know, he's never wavered. You know, he's always been a strong personality back there. You know, a quarterback of the defense, and whether he was third string, second string, or first string, you know, he's always had a great intent to practice hard and be prepared when the opportunity came. So, you know, I'm happy for him. You know, he's worked really hard, and you know, he'll have a chance to showcase his skill set this season.
Rob, then Austin.
Coach, we obviously also what James Pierce did last year. What is happening developmental-wise with opposite him with either Joshua or Caleb or some of those younger guys?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it starts with Josh Joseph, obviously. You know, he's played a ton of football around here. We're really excited about what he brings to the table. God, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I think that whole room, all those Leos really got a chance to be special for us. We've always tried to rotate those guys a ton. You know, even last year, you know, James rotated a ton. You know, that's when he had a chance to showcase his skill set. He got better every single game, every single week. You know, we expect the same type of productivity from the backup guys that are rotating in the season as well. But definitely, Josh Joseph had a really good camp for us to this point.
Just how different is Caleb with the weight gain?
Man, that's a great question. Man, I sometimes don't even recognize him. You know, he's always been a long kid, obviously, but now you see the pounds on him. He's just playing with a lot more speed to power. I expect him to really have a really good year as well. He's one of the guys we're talking about. But I think the size, you know, the weight gain that he has is in a positive way. He didn't rush it. You know, it's all muscle. So he's still moving around the way he moved around as a smaller guy, but he's just doing it with more bulk. So we're excited for him.
You go against that offense every day. What about this year's group looks different to you compared to maybe last year's group? And just what do you see out of Nico from a cerebral standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I think the offense, year in, year out, obviously has been really good at what they do. This year is no different. I think our offensive line is very talented, we're strong. I love the tackles, and the interior guys. But I think when you start talking about Nico, he just has such a strong command from my perspective of the offense. He can throw it, with the best of them, but if I'm being honest, just the sheer size. Sometimes I forget how big he is till I get up on him. When he touches that ball and he starts to run, that's a problem for anybody, particularly us in defense trying to, corral that guy. So, I think our offense will pick up where they left off the last couple of years, and they'll do exactly what they've been doing.
Patrick, then Brent.
So when you talked in the spring, you said that you guys could have potentially the best defensive line in the country. Do you still feel that way, and what do you see in that group?
Yeah, I think again, it's just the sheer depth again. Hopefully if those guys continue to do what they've been doing, we'll continue to roll them, and there's no drop off. So they're exactly where I thought they would be. I love our depth. I think our interior guys are very athletic, but they still have good size to be able to push the pocket. So I think as long as we can keep everybody healthy and continue to roll those guys in, I stand them. We'll be really good up front.
Tim, you talked about growing in red zone defense and third and long defense. What gives you confidence that this squad is going to be better in both those categories?
Yeah.
Which I know are two goals.
No, I think just like anything, every year is a new year, but obviously we looked at schematically, personnel, the things we're asking the guys to do. We've obviously made some adjustments, but we think at the end of the day, if the guys be able to play within the system, within the frame of the defense will be better, particularly in the red zone. And I think third down, for us, when you go back and you self-scouted, there were some things that I think we could have done better. There's some plays to be made. We definitely, worked really hard this spring and this fall to make sure we're showing it up, and make sure the guys are in the right spots to do what they need to do.
Reese, then Page.
Coach, back here, in the back, sorry. What have you seen from Christian Harrison that shows he's ready to take over some minutes in that start position?
Yeah, Christian has been very consistent, this fall camp. I thought he made some strides in the spring, but I thought he really picked it up in the fall. So, he's another guy. We talked about Andre, and, he's probably another guy that really worked his tail off and put himself in a position to be able to have a bigger role in his team. And I think if he continues to do what he's doing, I think he'll be fine. But I just think the overall consistency in which he's playing, we know exactly what we're going to get out of him, and, I'm sure that'll show up in the games as well.
Kind of building off.
It's okay.
I knew it was muted. Building off of that, how are you all looking in your pass coverage defense?
Yeah, I think we're really good. I think I can tell guys all the time, it starts with the front, it starts with the back end. Those guys work hand in hand. So I think as long as we're able to do our job on the back end and they're able to do their job on the front, I think we got a chance to be really good back there.
Eric, back left.
Kind of on that note, not to get too far in the X's and O's, but because of the depth and the experience and the expected good play to front four, can you mix things up in the back end, coverage-wise, play a little bit more tighter in situations?
Yeah, I think so. It's always interesting. When you self-scout, again, you look at it as the players and the scheme, and I think the truth always lies somewhere in the middle. It's our job to put them in the best possible situations to execute their job, and obviously it's their job to execute. So I think we'll be able to do a lot of different things back there, but, again, it'll be based on, who we're playing, what their expectations are in terms of scheme, we'll try to take advantage of it.
Ryan up front.
With the success Byron Young had in his rookie year, is that something you've shown in the Leo room, just kind of how it translates?
Yeah, we're really proud of BY. He's obviously a great ambassador of our program, particularly on defense, and what he's doing in the NFL has been awesome. So yeah, I think those guys take a lot of pride when they see it, not just the Leos, but our hands, our front, everybody on our defense, because obviously he's a tremendous player, but he's even a better man. So yeah, we're super proud of him. We really are, and I think our Leos obviously have to take notice. We like to think we're preparing those guys for the NFL, particularly what we ask them to do. And, they see him doing it, I'm sure they think they can do it as well, and they probably will.
Last one, Patrick.
Coach, you talked a lot about depth at cornerback. Who were some of the guys that are standing out behind Jermod and Ricky, and what you've seen from Jalen and Jordan going into the season?
Yeah, I think Jalen and Jordan both have been, outstanding in camp. We're always trying to get better, obviously, but, we think those guys have given us the, enough validation of what they're doing in practice that they'll be able to help us on the back end. So, but again, man, for us, we want to stay healthy. When we've been healthy on the back end, we've been really good there. And we think because we can play more guys, it'll allow those guys to stay healthier coming down the back stretch.
All right, thank you, Coach Banks.
Thank you, guys.